Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll discuss everything you need to know about Thanatos Tower. This is the newest instance added in the Episode 6 update of Ragnarok Mobile. In this instance, a 12-player party has to kill an MVP in each floor. However, it is not that easy as there are certain mechanics that your team has to be aware of in order to finish the instance. Thus, perfect team cooperation will be the key to success in this new challenge. In this guide, we'll have a quick run-through of the rules and mechanics for this instance, the different rewards you'll obtain, and the most useful strategies for winning. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Thanatos Tower is a weekly instance that resets every Monday, similar to Oracle and Endless Tower. A 12-player team consisting of 2 parties with 6 players each can complete the Thanatos Tower together. You can go to Thanatos Tower by talking to Kartos, the airship manager NPC in Juno. To enter the instance, the team captain should talk to Gagel, the ruin administrator NPC located at the northernmost part of the map. There are 2 difficulties available now, Novice, which is easier, and Brave, which is more difficult to complete. If you have completed Brave mode, you can already claim rewards for easy mode. Once the team captain has selected a difficulty, all members are prompted to click ready, and then you'll all be teleported inside the first floor of Thanatos Tower. Currently, there are only 2 floors available in the C server, so we'll only cover those in this guide. But in the future, 3rd and 4th floors will be added, providing a more complex gameplay. In the first floor of the Thanatos Tower, the objective is to defeat the MVP monster Valkyrie Regenlift before its energy reaches 100%. However, you can only deal damage to the MVP monster when the 4 crystals in the map have already been destroyed. So how do we deal with this? First thing that your team needs to do is to have a Royal Guard and Archbishop taunt the Valkyrie Regenlift away from other party members, preferably at the northern area of the map. This is to help other members avoid the boss monster's lethal skills and to slow down the filling of its energy. Then the other party members should focus on destroying the crystals. In this case, we have 2 Blue Order crystals in the west and 2 Red Mayhem crystals in the east. A Temple Guard will spawn at the middle. It will either be the Blade of Order, which is blue, or the Zealot's Blade, which is red. If the Blue Temple Guard has spawned, your team needs to lure it first near the red crystal before killing it. Likewise, if a Red Temple Guard has spawned, your team needs to lure it first near the blue crystal before killing it. In Novice mode, you should kill the Temple Guard within the range of the crystal so that it will explode and destroy the crystal. After destroying all crystals, your team can now kill Valkyrie Regenlift. However, for the Brave mode, the crystals will have shields. Your team needs to attack the crystal first and get its shield to 0. Then you may now kill the Temple Guard so that it will explode and completely destroy the crystal. If the Temple Guard is killed before the crystal has reached Can Detonate status, the crystal will not be destroyed. Take note that the Can Detonate status only lasts for 20 seconds. If it has not been destroyed within that period, its shield will return to 100%. Just repeat this method of destroying all the remaining crystals. Again, just remember that the Temple Guards can only destroy crystals that have opposite colors, red to blue and blue to red. In some cases, a Temple Overlord will spawn which will repair the destroyed crystals. Your team needs to keep an eye out for them and kill them before they can reach the crystals. If they manage to repair the crystal, you'll need to destroy it again, costing your team valuable time. Once all crystals have been destroyed, it's time to kill Valkyrie Regenlift. You need to kill it as fast as possible before the energy bar reaches 100%. It will gain energy when it is on top of the Holy Fire. Your tank should taunt the Valkyrie away from the Holy Fire. You also need to be careful as stepping on the Holy Fire will continuously reduce your health. If the energy reaches 100%, Valkyrie will release all the energy, killing everyone in the map. A complete wipeout means that your team has failed the challenge and you need to restart all over again. Other skills of Valkyrie Regenlift that you should avoid are the Sword Impact, which is a linear attack that deals heavy damage, knocking back enemies hit. The Red Curse, which greatly reduces a player's attack. This effect can be dispelled by walking into the Holy Fire. and the Wheels of Judgment, which are flying shurikens that move back and forth, dealing damage and stripping off your equipment. It also summons a Crystal Emulator, which can cast spells that provide energy to Valkyrie Ragnarok. Other members should focus on killing it as fast as possible. Once your team has defeated Valkyrie Ragnarok, you will be rewarded with either a God's Compassion chest for Novice difficulty or God's Promise chest for Brave difficulty. Opening these chests gives various amounts of Zeni, Faint Runestones or Dusty Runestones, which can be appraised to get skill runes, Sealed Rune Packs, which can be used to get an attribute rune, and Luwen Coins, which is a currency used to buy Thanatos Tower exclusive headgears. There is also a small chance to get the following rewards: a mini griffin pet egg, which is of brute race and holy element. This is needed to get free rare chests in the level 116 Light Halsin Plain Pet Adventure. Next is a Valkyrie Helm head item, which increases damage to Angel Rays by 10% and reduces damage from Angel Rays by 10%. And lastly, we have the Valkyrie Wings back item, which increases physical and magic damage by 5% and decreases damage taken from Angel Rays by 10%. Depositing this in the handbook gives +6 attack and +6 magic attack. After successfully completing the first floor, the party leader should talk to the Valkyrie Ragnarok NPC to proceed to the second floor. In this stage, the mechanics is simpler. You just need to defeat the MVP monster Tesseract while dodging his attacks. First thing that your team needs to do is to kill all the ancient puppets to summon Tesseract. Tesseract has a lot of attacks and debuffs you need to watch out for. It is best that you play using high graphics mode to see the visual effects of its attacks. First, there are circular patterns on the ground which you should avoid. Otherwise, it will explode within 2 seconds, instantly killing everyone stepping on it. Second, chains will be randomly linked to 2 players. Damage taken will be shared to both players and both will suffer from continuous damage and slowdown effect. The chain can be broken by the yellow cutting beam moving around the map. The more chains there are and the longer the chains exist, the higher the damage you'll receive and the greater the slowdown effect. Another debuff called Arcane Cage traps players, immobilizing and limiting their normal attacks for 60 seconds. This can also be broken by the yellow cutting beam. Next, rows of laser beams from the top will move from the edge and sweeps the map along the line, instantly killing everyone hit. It summons 2 mobs. First is the Ancient Puppet, which buffs the Tesseract's HP and attack. Another is the Gravitational Body, which has a large AoE skill that can pull members near it, slowing down their movement speed. After 5 seconds, it will deal huge damage to players near it. Tesseract has a high crit def, so ADL Rangers might find it difficult killing the MVP, but their continuous DPS will still prove useful against the Ancient Puppet and Gravitational Body. The difficult part here is limiting the number of deaths of members while bursting down the HP of the boss monster. Surviving and dodging all the deadly skills will be the key to success in this stage. Once the HP of Tesseract is already below 20%, Tesseract will be in the Defender mode. While in Defender mode, the Tesseract will not get damage for 120 seconds and Ancient Puppets will be summoned. During this stage, Siren will appear and ask you to collect and submit 5 key shards. Getting all 5 key shards within 120 seconds will grant your team victory. Failure to do so within a time period will cause a huge explosion, instantly killing all players in the map. Completing this stage grants either an Arcane Ancient Box for Novice difficulty or Arcane Treasure for Brave difficulty. The rewards for opening these chests are similar to that of the rewards of the first floors. However, the rare rewards that you can get randomly are different, and these are the Blazing Rune Shadow Toy, which gives a player a cool aura, Key of Dawn headgear, which increases damage to Formless Race by 10% and reduces damage taken from Formless Race by 10%. And lastly, we have the Broken Piece of a Holy Judgment back item, which increases damage to all races by 5% and reduces damage from Formless Race by 10%. Similar to the Valkyrie Wings, depositing this in the handbook gives +6 attack and +6 magic attack.
Wow.
Now let's discuss the most useful strategies and tips you can employ for this instance. Tip number 1, have a good team composition. It is very important that you have a team that can fill the following roles. First, you need to have at least 2 full support archbishops. They are the most indispensable members of your team as they will heal, buff, and resurrect your team. Your archbishops should be tanky enough to sustain damage. Next, you'll need at least 2 tanks, either a Rune Knight or a Royal Guard. In the first floor, one tank needs to hold and taunt Valkyrie Ragnarok, while the other tank taunts the temple guards towards the crystals. In the second floor, the tanks need to taunt the ancient puppets to one area to kill them with AoE skills. Lastly, to complete the team, you need 8 strong damagers that can deal enough damage to kill the MVPs as fast as possible. Having high damage per second is more preferred than dealing burst damage due to the high defense stats and damage reduction of the MVPs. Tip number 2, bring foods for survivability. Survivability is of prime importance due to the limit in the number of party revivals. To ensure that you won't die easily, you need to eat foods and bring consumable items. For cooked foods, take note that foods that give immunity to death blow and crowd control effects do not work inside the tower. For consumable items, you may bring lots of Yggdrasil berry, royal jelly, and honey for HP recovery. Archbishops, wanderers, and minstrels should not forget their blue gemstones to resurrect their allies. Tip number 3, positioning is important. Since there is only a limit of 50 revivals per floor, you need to dodge all skills to save your team's revival chances. Pay attention to your environment as one wrong move can lead to disaster for the team. Tip number 4, improve your damage. Time is essential for your team, that's why your damagers should deal huge damage to MVPs. As a tip, Valkyrie Ragnarok is of Angel race, Holy Element, and large size, while Tesseract is of Formless race, Neutral Element, and large size. Make sure that the damagers are using appropriate damage modifiers to rapidly burst down the MVPs. Tesseract gains more HP and attack as time progresses, so you really need to lower its health to 19% before it gets too strong. Tip number 5. Last and definitely not the least, have teamwork and proper communication. You need to communicate your strategy to the team in order to ensure victory. You need to assign a shot caller in your team to remind everyone on what to do and what to avoid. Everybody needs to be on the same page in order to finish this quickly. Alright, so far we've discussed the basics of Thanatos Tower, the rewards you'll obtain, and the different strategies and tips to complete the instance. I hope this guide was helpful in improving your team's success in this instance. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.